Hello and welcome to the GLIAC preview of Tiffin University softball. I'm Russ Snyder, voice of the Dragons, alongside head coach Jeff Nickerson. Coach, how are you today?
Doing awesome. And yourself?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for joining us here on our GLIAC preview. Let's talk a little bit about your team. Last year season, you come in at 23-22, 10-16 in the GLIAC conference. 3 all-GLIAC players returning, including 1 second teamer. Why don't you tell us about the kids returning? And Kristen, Jenna, and Taylor.
Kristen Prokopakis, I think she led us in hitting in the GLIAC. Hopefully, as she comes back, can perform the same way. Hoping that we get all 3 of those returns to come back to the status where they were last year, and hopefully they can perform a little bit better for us at this point in time. Well,
those are the 3 key cogs you got coming back off this year's team. Talk about what you got coming in as far as freshmen and newcomers are concerned.
Well, we have a transfer from Purdue University, Michelle Poe. She transferred in. I think that she will definitely help us out quite a bit. Madison Yannick returns, and she's going to have to. Luckily, maybe for her and for us too, that she's able to move out of the pitching role since our pitching staff has increased quite a bit. Was she pitching out of necessity before, and now she's more comfortable as a position player? More necessity. I mean, she can still do a good job, and we might use her, in spots here and there throughout the season. But this year now she can focus on, just playing third base for us, and becoming a hitter, and it just takes a lot less time off away from her, preparing. So she's done a great job preparing herself over break.
When you look at your squad as you get ready for the campaign, which starts February 19th against Shaw University, where do you see your strengths? Is it defensively? Is it with the bats in your hand, or is it your pitching?
Geez, I hope it's all.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Honestly, we have 24 players on that roster this year, and what that's done for us, that's created a lot of internal competition that we didn't have last year. We have 13 kids on our roster at the end of the year. Hence us going, 23 and 22. It was pretty simple that, we ended up, unfortunately, being a pretty mediocre team because a lot of kids playing out of position. And, my lineups changed every time. A kid, they went from, they would one game to be playing shortstop, next game they're playing first base. So it was really hard for us to have any type of consistency last year.
Well, being able to finish over 500 with all that adversity, you're talking about that, a small number of kids on your roster, probably is going to pay dividends for you this year because all the experience these kids got, maybe playing some other positions. They might not be playing those positions this year, but they know how those positions are supposed to be played.
Yeah, I think that's definitely going to help us. It just makes them a more well-rounded softball player at the end of the day.
Sure, absolutely. I mean, it all comes down to pitching in softball. Why don't you go ahead and talk about your pitching staff before we wrap it up today?
Well, we got Taylor Spang back. Last year she pitched. She was not at her full strength. She coming off shoulder surgery, doing much better now. Has looked really good. Sarah Brown is back with us this year. She has looked exceptional. Kelsey Yarich is back and working hard, and we have a new freshman in, Kimmy Reynolds, who she was at Lima Bath and won states, so she can provide some quality innings for us also. So we should be pretty strong in there this year.
Well, it's kind of a young team. You have 10 freshmen on the roster, 3 sophomores, 7 juniors, and 4 seniors. So I'm sure for your kids to have success this year, those young kids are going to grow up pretty quick.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially on the field defensively. I think we're going to start a shortstop, a freshman shortstop. That's probably one of the
fairly important position.
Kind of important right there. But she's so athletic. It's Kaylee Flowers, and I think she's going to help us all a lot, make us much stronger in the middle infield than we have been in the past.
Well, the GLIAC conference gets started on March 28th when you host Northwood University. Coach, best of luck this year. Go get them, and we'll continue talking to you throughout the season. Okay, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
That's Jeff Nickerson, head softball coach at Tiffin University, and this has been our softball preview for the GLIAC conference.